So before that happened, what were we talking about?
You just barely started.
Mm-hmm. But we had something. Oh, bro, this water bottle. There's like mold in here in the like tip of it. So now I have to drink out of it just from the top
Why don't you clean the mold out?
because the mold is like in the plastic tip, like in the center,
Mm.
and you can't really clean out of that. Mm. So yeah, that sucks. Um, so you don't have anything that you want to talk about? Nothing.
Got running shoes.
Pink shoes?
Yeah,
Like what kind?
and I can show you them. Hold on. Ugh.
You can describe them while you walk.
Oh, well, they're just like right here. They're like Asics.
Hmm.
They look like this.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
So
so
you're gonna run?
Kirsten apparently wants to.
Well, yeah, I know Kirsten does because she runs like 5K for like ROTC, right?
Something, yeah, she runs a lot for
Hmm.
art, and she wants to do like marathons in the summer.
Really? Yeah, I've been thinking about running because actually that made me think of a topic. You know David Goggins,
No,
that like guy who's like, who's gonna carry the boats, and he like runs ultra marathons. He's
no.
always like, stay hard. He's a black man. Um, I watched a podcast with him and Andrew Huberman, who's a professor at Stanford, and he was talking about basically the whole thing was about how when things like get hard, when you encounter friction, that's when you have to like focus on how it feels and like keep doing whatever you're doing and like not stop, you know. And he said specifically, he was saying most people misinterpret him and think it's only for physical activities like exercising, but he says it's the same thing for everything in life. It's like everything is really hard and you have to just be in the friction and then eventually you'll go past it, you know, and
Yeah,
like complete whatever you're trying to do. And you just, the goal is the key thing is just like not stopping. And he was also talking about having a dialogue in your head between, usually he was saying like unsophisticated people who aren't like properly raised and educated will have just one dialogue in their head, a monologue, which is just one voice. And then once you like either grow up and grow older and wiser, or if you learn new things from new experiences, or if you just have people who teach you these things when you're young, people can develop two voices in their head so that you can have a dialogue in your head. So when something feels bad physically, you can have a dialogue in your head saying like, this sucks, I want it to end. And he says the other voice will say, yeah, I know you want it to end, but you're not going to stop. You keep going, and then you kind of fight with each. And then while you're doing that, you're still doing the action. So he was basically saying like, it's all on in your like mind. You know,
yeah.
really resonated with me. It sounded like Buddhism. It was all like the core things I learned from learning about Buddhism.
Mm.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think, yeah, when the weather starts getting like nicer out, I'm gonna start running because I want to.
Yeah. Well, how cold is it?
It's 30 something,
Bro, you can run in that.
31. But
If you're running, you'll warm up immediately.
well, I mean, it's not that it's cold, but it's just because on the roads it's like muddy and everything.
Can
So
you?
I
Yeah.
tried running the other day, and it just like wasn't. It felt like running on quicksand. And Kirsten even
Mm,
was doing it with me, and she said it wasn't
yeah. Yeah.
good.
Well, I would
So
just say See, so this is what he would probably say if because I listened to him talk for like 3 hours. So he would say that's the friction part where it's like this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do it, and just still doing it, even though it's something you don't want to do, is beneficial for your health in the future and your well-being in the future. And he's basically saying that doing things that are hard that you like to do, and then once you encounter the part where you don't want to do that, people often just stop. And like nobody is that's why a lot of people are not really good at things, because once they encounter the friction part of progress, then they stop and then they pull back and they don't challenge themselves, like really challenge themselves. So he would tell you to just keep running in those shitty conditions, and it's going to get better over time. And it's good for your brain if you probably do something you hate every day, like really hate to do, not like something you like to do, but something you hate to do.
Yeah,
Like today I started a blog. I was like just writing a little like posts and posting them.
yeah.
I didn't. That
You,
wasn't a thing I hated to do. I was just thought of that because it's something I did today.
you have like your own website or what is it?
It was something I found on Google. Like they have this thing where it's like you make it a name for it, and then you can just like it's like a Word document. You just type in, make whatever you want, like a newsletter. Like I just was writing like whatever the fuck I was thinking, and then I
Oh,
just posted it. But yeah, that was kind of fun. But yeah, the doing, yeah, that's why I kind of want to start running because it's like the thing I hate the most because the cardio when you're like gassed, I hate that feeling so much because I like take the stairs all the time and sometimes I run up the stairs and I'll like gas myself out and then I'll be like, fuck, I hate that feeling of like feeling like you're out of breath. But over time, it's easier. So now I need to find like harder things to do. So I might start running.
yeah.
But yeah.
But it also would be like nice, like going running through the property and stuff
Oh yeah, that'd be
in
sick.
the summer.
And you get a runner's high once you get in the
Yeah.
flow state for running.
Mom is calling me right now.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Don't end it, 'cause I don't know why. Hold on.
I'll pause it. It's like watching a 700-pound man move through those house. It's fucking so slow. Slow, so laboriously slow. Okay, here's the question I found. Fuck, I just lost it. But what is the best advice you've ever received?
Um,
If you only had 1 year left to live, how would you spend it?
I would probably like travel.
With what money?
I mean,
Imagine if you had 1 year from today left. How would you spend it? That's kind of the question.
I'd probably get a job and like work or get
That's
a couple
so
of jobs.
depressing. Holy
No,
shit.
no, no, like get a few jobs, work for like
You have
20 for
terminal cancer and you're getting quote unquote a few jobs.
no, and then like once I have like enough money and like saved up enough and everything, then I'd like go and like travel.
So within a year, you have to get a few jobs, work all of them at the same time until you have enough money to travel, and then you get to travel, and then you die. That's like speed running life. That's literally speed running life.
What would
You
you
would do
do?
so. Well, okay, what I would do is do the opposite. Go complete like vagrant homeless man wandering the country for a year and doing everything I wanted to do ever.
But you need money to do things.
No, 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 not if you're just hitchhiking around the world. Like Dad did that in Canada. And Channel 5, Andrew Callahan.
No,
He's a news reporter. He's a great journalist. You probably have seen him before if I showed him, but he's like really good at showing like empathy to people and not being like a horrible corrupt news like journalist, like the
yeah,
mainstream media is always like pushing stories and then either cycling through them quickly or just pushing the same narrative over and over like for hours and hours all day. But he's really good at actually talking to people to figure out what's going on. What are you laughing at? What?
There's like a wheel on this thing,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I was moving it. I just like muted you.
While I was talking, that's so funny. It's for you. It just got very slowly quieter as I was talking.
And when I got to you muted, I was like, thank God.
That's so I'm literally half of this. If you want that to be true, if that horrible narcissistic complex that is within your psyche is true, then Carrie should be carrying the show. See?
I think you're a little narcissistic too.
No, Carrie. You're the one who just said, You don't like me talking. I'm half of this, Carrie. So yeah, you have to yap. Go ahead. Get really into a topic. Talk about it like you're passionate about it, Carrie. And don't act. You have to really find the passion.
I just don't feel
This
like
is
talking.
this is what is going to be most of your career, by the way. Besides
Talking.
being horribly assaulted by people to move up in your career, you're going to have to basically just not want to perform
Yeah, I
and
know.
act when you have to. So
Yeah, I know.
go ahead, Carrie, do it. This is the friction that David Goggins was saying. And what did he say to do when you encountered the friction? He said,
I
keep
just
going.
don't feel like
Yeah,
talking today.
exactly. Exactly. I know. And this is when you have to talk the most. Yeah. So just do it. Just talk. So you have that monologue in your head. You need what he calls a dialogue, Carrie. Maybe a trilogue between three. Maybe you need three voices in your head. Are you going on your phone? Mid.
Wait, let me unmute you.
I can unmute myself. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need a better partner than this.
I just
I'm
don't
gonna
feel
have
like
to end
talking
this.
today.
True. Do you need coffee? Do you need caffeine?
No, I just have like a headache. Like right before we started, I got like a really bad headache.
You could have said something, but now
Yeah.
we're in the middle, so we have to just power through. Because this is the type of shit that would happen on Calm Down, and then they would fight about it. And yeah, but they would still just post it. They wouldn't just be like, "Oh, carry it." Oh, Stavros, the fat one, by the way, has a headache, and we're not doing it. They would say, "No, fatty, we're doing the episode." So yes, fat person, we're
I actually
doing
have
the
something to
episode.
talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you ever listen to Preacher's Daughter by
I
Ethel
did.
Kane? Did you like it? Have you said
Yeah, I listened to it while I was falling asleep, like just to put me to sleep, and I liked it. But I don't. I remember it was nice for that time, and but if I listened to it during the middle of the day, I don't know if I would like it the same. You know what I'm saying?
yeah?
Like it's a good night vibe song, like trying to go to sleep. You know?
Well, I mean, not because I like listening to it. So I mean, like I like listening to it during the day and everything.
True. Hey, that's probably
Because
because you listen to it more. But I've only
it's
listened to
also
it once.
it's also like a conceptual album. It follows a story
What's the
line.
story,
Well, did you like read through the lyrics or whatever? Did you actually like?
brother? Did you hear what I said? Literally,
So
not even
so
10 seconds ago.
then he didn't even fully listen to it.
Carrie, I just said as I was falling asleep, I listened to it, and you
Yeah, so you
said,
should.
You said, quote unquote, did you read through the lyrics?
Or
I was sleeping,
did
brother.
you? So you didn't even
No,
listen to it then if
I
you.
wasn't like I was. You know, when you're falling asleep for like 30 minutes to an hour, you're not actually asleep.
Yes.
That's when I listened to it.
Did you even like listen to the lyrics or anything?
For the first half, and the second half is more the music.
Okay.
So I got the vibe of it, but not the actual lyrical contents of the album.
Well, it follows a story of a girl named Ethel Kane,
Hmm.
and then like she
I have a
what
question.
what
Sorry, yo, that's what I'm gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna ask, say, I have a question because it's like the more polite
well, you
way.
just been talking for like 10 minutes straight. So
But I have a question because this is an actual question relating to what you're talking about.
what?
So, her name is not Ethel Kane.
No, her real name is Hayden. Her last name.
So this is like Hayden Christensen.
Who?
I don't know. I just made that up. Um, so she's like Nanette. This is like her Nanette. That's not. You're not gonna get that one.
I don't know your name. That means.
It's a Gumtown reference, but it's actually not even. It's a reference to
I thought you were gonna name drop Come Down,
a. I know,
and then
and
you
not
just did it like
no. I
five
just said it.
times.
It's okay. I did it like the first time. Um, but it's like an Australian woman comedian. It's so fucking funny when they're like joking about it. But that's what it reminded me of because her name is not Nanette. It's like something else, and she just that's her special's name. It's Nanette. They were making
Hmm.
fun of it. So Ethel Kane, what does she do? Like, what's the story?
So, trying to think of the. So I wish I had the song list up by me, but I don't. So the first song is mainly about, or like the, so it's about this girl and like she's involved with the church because her dad is a preacher, but like he also like abuses her and stuff. And so, and then he dies, and then she's called to um like preach to the church, but she also has a like drinking problem, um stuff. And then she meets this guy. She's like a teenager, like 17 or whatever. And then she meets this like kid her age named Willoughby. I forget his last name. Willoughby. And then like they are like in love and everything, but then they break up. But she still loves Willoughby, but he's like moved on. And then she runs away with this guy. I forget his name. Right. I think I'm mixing up the name. It's like a big, huge like lore thing they have to look into, but it's very like you really if you read through the lyrics, you can like sort of pick up on it.
This is like my favorite Tyler Creator album. Like when I was getting into him like a couple years ago, Wolf is a whole storyline with like multiple characters and like
Yeah,
the character arc. So that is pretty much. And I listen to that like every day, all the time. So that's probably like how much you liked this.
yeah.
But this sounds more of a. I mean, I haven't listened to the whole like storyline, so I don't know the whole thing. But it sounds
Well,
more.
it's like this is like just the first thing of because I think next she's like doing like preachers. The album is called Preacher, the Preacher's Daughter. Then her next album I think is gonna be like Preacher's Mother, and it's like the mother storyline
uh, That's
or
interesting.
something like that.
I've never heard of somebody who does like who's done like multiple projects, but they're in the same like story. You know what I'm saying? Different character
And then
perspective.
she's like wants to like write a book about the story, and then like she's wants to do like a movie and like do that and everything.
So
And
she's
then
like the next Tolkien.
she's also doing stuff like music stuff on the side. Like she just made an album called Perverts, but it's not um part of the like storyline at all. It's just like a separate thing.
Does it have its own storyline?
No, I don't
So
think
that
no.
one's just like music.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm interested in? Like the idea of creating something, like making music, and then afterwards finding out like where in your subconscious it came from, or
yeah.
like art, painting and stuff like that.
Well,
Writing.
with like a Volcane, like she grew up in the church, and I don't think her dad was a preacher, but like she used to be in like the choir and everything. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this her story? Is this why she's so obsessed with it? I was
but like
like,
she took like some parts of her life into it, like being part of the church and having that like religious upbringing and everything, and like what that can
But her
Do
dad
you like?
didn't like. Her dad didn't. Should we
Uh,
say
no,
crime words on here, or
no,
should
because I make
we
it like
censor
banned.
ourselves?
I make it
But
banned.
should we be freedom of speech advocates?
Well, that's just gonna get taken down.
True, but then we just keep doing it, redoing it. Well, actually, I keep redoing it because let's be real, Carrie's quitting in 2 weeks.
Quitting this.
Yeah,
Literally, my I don't.
I know, and I'll do it myself. I'll do it just alone by myself because I don't give a fuck. I just need to talk to nobody, I guess.
It just feels like every time like we do this, it's just like the same, just going in the same circle every time.
What circle? What circle are we going
Just
in
like
right
saying,
now? We're talking
just
about
like,
Ethel Kane at David
just like saying
Goggins.
the same like thing every single like.
So, can you describe what the thing is that we've been repeating?
I don't know. We just talk about just Buddhism every time, every time, every time.
That's just okay. This is actually well, I was so the fire alarm went off. I don't know if that'll be in here, but I was walking around outside and I was thinking like, damn, every day of my life is the exact same. Today the fire alarm went off, but then again, like probably 3 weeks ago, the alarm went off. So that wasn't even that different. Like this happened already. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about like the what you just said about how I'm always saying the same thing. I'm always living the exact same life, just the same day repeated.
Yeah.
It feels
Oh,
weird.
Emily started watching The Bear.
Oh shit. I
She really
cannot
likes
wait to
it.
watch the bear. Yeah, so
Season
good.
3, and then I feel like by the time like we get to watch season 3, season 4 will be out.
You think we can watch it over spring break?
Well, wait during your spring break.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be in
there.
MSU, but I'm
Do
gonna be
you?
there for the last weekend you're here. I'll be like with you at like Chucho's.
Should we watch it with Chacha?
She's already seen it,
Yeah, yeah. So she can just spoil it for me.
but we could probably watch like a couple. Or like, what do you do? I don't know what like you're doing for the summer. So I mean,
Oh, I'm staying here. I talked to my advisor, and I'm gonna do 4 classes in the summer, two and then two, and I'm just gonna. I need to pay for the dorm thing so I can be in the dorm
yeah,
and stay here. Yeah, and I need to give my resume out because I just like redid it, so I need to go give it out to some places.
yeah. I need to get a job over the summer.
I need to get a job like right now because I want to pay for my own food.
Yeah, because I kind of just want to like just because I just need to like work through the whole summer and then just so
You're gonna be in MSU during the summer.
and I'm gonna be here.
Oh,
I'm gonna be in MSU. Yeah, but I'm picking up my classes. Like I was doing it before. Like we did this. I was doing my classes for next semester.
what classes did you pick?
Well, for like because like the way for my requirements, they're like grouped in like different categories of
Same.
classes.
Yeah.
So in like I'm on the last two require like groups. None of the classes I can take because they're like for some reason I can't take them or whatever because they're like filled up or they're for the spring semester or something. I don't know. I have to email, I'm gonna email my advisor about it. So I have to just get to. I think I'm just gonna do like elective classes or something.
And that's you only have one more like requirement like section you need to fill,
I
or
have
is that
to.
just the last? So you only have two more, and the very last one you can't.
So I mainly have like two more required classes to take,
Hmm.
and then I just have to do like I think it's like 9 to 15 credits of electives, and then I have to do my cognate requirement, which is 15 credits.
What's a cognate?
I remember I was supposed to do like the minor.
Oh, I wonder if I have to do that too.
It's basically like minor, and then
That's
I'm like done.
interesting. Yeah, once I get my summer semester done, then I'm done with my like requirement stuff, and then I can go into like whatever I specialize in.
And then I think what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like pile up on credits for next semester maybe.
Yeah, because you'll be in a house or whatever apartment.
Yeah, so then I can like actually like
Live.
yeah, and then because like I'm taking.
You're gonna have your own bedroom, Carrie.
Thank
I'm
God,
excited for you.
thank God.
It's gonna be so cool.
First time in 19, 20 years.
20 years. Oh shit, for real. Good.
First time in they're gonna be 20.
Good.
I think I'm taking astronomy.
Why are you saying them quietly?
I'm taking 5 classes right now, so I think that's like 15 credits. But I think I could probably take like 6 classes. So
You
then
can
that'd be
really.
so then that'd be like 21 credits, whatever,
6 times 3 is 18.
18, whatever. Yeah.
You're not taking any math classes, right? You already told
Actually,
me.
with my astronomy class, it's like there's a lot of math with that.
Yeah, I
But
remember there
actually,
was.
I kind of like it because then it's like easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you have if to figure it out, it's kind of hard to do. But once you get it, it's like easy to do because it's just like formulas.
Hmm.
I kind of like because it reminds me of like school, like high school, and like I have like a
Yeah,
workbook binder thingy, and it's like on paper, and it's like reminds me of high school.
really. Wow. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking, should I talk about the Prussian school system, Carrie?
No,
Oh,
absolutely not.
fuck.
But I think if I
I need
just
to
like
get a different fucking person to talk
you
to.
literally do, because I like could care less. Um, but I think I'm just gonna like pile up on credits, so then I'll be like done sooner rather than
So instead of 2 years, you'll be done in like a year and a half.
maybe
Because you'll take like 18 in the fall. And how many you need probably 30 left, right?
something
No,
like that.
no, you probably need more. You probably need
Well,
40.
it says I'm like 77% complete.
How many credits is a full like degree? 128? I made that up. I don't know.
I
Is
have
that
no
like a
idea.
number that people usually have? Like the number of credits they usually take? Or I wonder if it's different for everybody.
It's probably different with everybody.
Possibly,
But
yeah.
if I, because I have like 4 semesters left.
So it's 2 years. But if you
Yeah,
do extra classes in one of the semesters, you're saying you can have less classes later,
yeah.
but it's still going to take you the full time unless you do summer courses.
Well, yeah, I'm doing summer classes this summer.
Okay, so yeah, that'll quicken it up.
Yeah.
If you take, how many classes you taking in summer?
2.
Bro, do they have a thing where it's like summer A and summer B?
Yeah, yeah,
If you do 2 and 2 or like 3 and 3, you
yeah.
could get like a whole semester knocked
Well,
out.
I don't think film classes are during the. I don't think they have any film classes during the summer.
But there's nothing else that it's required, like electives or,
Yeah, I probably could look, but I mean,
because
I.
yeah, that would definitely kick back the time if you
But
did
then
two and
also,
two or three
but then
three.
also, what's because for ASL,
Mm-hmm.
it's like once in a blue moon. This summer, they're actually offering ASL classes, but because they never do. But I have to do 2 more credits of ASL, but they might not be offered at MSU, so I have to go to like a community college to take them.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
have to
then you
figure
can
that out.
and then you can get your degree after that.
What do you mean?
Like you wouldn't be able to get your degree before doing the classes in the community college.
Well, because I have to do like all my. Well, it's part of my like requirement.
Really, that's interesting.
So I could like do it at like West Shore over next summer or something.
Yeah, you could just do it over the summer if it's only
But
two
then
more.
I also was thinking of studying because I have to study abroad or intern somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to figure that out too. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna do it next summer or something or senior year because
yeah, that'd be fun. What are your options? Do they change every year, or is it the
uh
same?
there's a thing I could do. I could kind of go like anywhere
Really?
basically, but I really want to go to like Australia or something.
Okay, but how about okay? Have you considered thinking about it? Like, what would be the best place to like visit for like career wise, like trying to be a
Or I could,
filmmaker?
or I could like intern in like LA or I don't know.
Do you think? Well, have you done any research into like what are the
No, I haven't
best like
even.
film like
No,
what are the big best like places that are like popping right now for like making movies?
like studios.
No, like where? Oh, so there's no. It's not like place by place
Oh
across.
yeah, it
It's
is
just
place by place.
so. What's like the big pop? Like for example, I'm kind of into stand up, so I know in Austin, Texas, stand up is popping. But
Hold on, Jill is on bed. Hold on. How do I?
yo, who is that?
Joe. Have you not met her?
No, I saw a picture, I think, but her name is Joe.
Yeah. Dad calls her Bobby,
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
but Noelle doesn't like her, so
Curious,
that's
you know,
why.
it's funny. It's so she's a little baby.
Well, yeah, this is like her full grown size.
Wow, she's so cute. Can't wait to see her. Um, did you know George Bush's father, George H.W. Bush, like the first one that was the president, um, his nickname was Poppy, not because he was like the father, but because he controlled the opium fields in Afghanistan during the war, like when they started the wars in the Middle East.
Really?
Yeah, and they basically did it. So in Vietnam, they started it because there was heroin production and opium production in Laos and Vietnam, and it was called, I think, the Golden Triangle, and then that moved up in towards the Middle East, but more like east, um to where Afghanistan is, and that became the new. I think it was a different name, but like the triangle, like the Golden Triangle or whatever they called it, and basically the U.S. like was involved in both of those like police actions because we were trying to get money for all that opium that was grown in those fields and to make heroin.
Yeah.
And also, that's when the pharmaceutical pill, like Oxycontin crisis, happened. Like that's all when it started.
Oh yeah.
From
Yeah.
that, from those exact fields, like 94% of opium was grown in those fields that we guarded, and like everybody was like talking about it openly. It wasn't like a secret. It was like just like yeah, we guard these fields, but they didn't openly say that like that's where we did it for the money. They said it was for like freedom and democracy, but you know, that's like just the news propaganda. Yeah.
Yeah. You also look like really tan.
Hmm?
Like used to be, you look tan. You've gotten like
In
color.
this light, really?
Yeah, you've gotten like tan.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been going outside all the time, so hopefully
Yeah.
look like I feel like I look
Do you have a
white. I
farmer's
think.
stand? Well,
Like a
like lift up your arms so I could like see. Yeah, I can see a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
you like to
okay.
poet?
Uh, it's like because it's like white, like by your shoulder, like right here.
Yeah, because I wear like
Yeah, because you have a
t-shirts.
farmer's. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
a farmer's stand.
I've been trying to figure out like what the best like method to go to the gym is. Like, because I was going like 6 days a week, and then I was like, and then I just stopped doing that a couple of days ago, and now I'm going every couple of days. Because that's what I used to do when I was growing a lot. I would just go like every couple of days.
Because like your muscles probably need like time to like rest and to like
Yeah, they say they need 48 hours. So I'm thinking if I wait 2 days in between, that's probably be good.
yeah.
Better than just going every single day. Because I,
Because then it's like because muscles don't they like stretch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So then if you
also,
keep stretching them, they won't have time to like fill. Do you know what I mean?
well, you're basically telling me fucking like muscular science right now. I hear about there's
Am I
like
like right? I don't know
no,
if
yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty sure you're actually right. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I've heard a like the specific doctor talk who knows about like muscle growth.
Yeah.
Um, like there's thousands of them, but that's what they say, I think, is because, yeah, you're right. If the muscle keeps stretching, there's no time for it to like fill
Yeah.
and increase in a little bit. I think it's called myonuclei. Myonuclei. There's nucleus in the muscle
Yeah.
fiber cells, and those grow a little bit. And I think overall the muscle size grows because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to learn like a human science like that because like I
Because
kind
I
of
feel
want
like
to
that'd be
do that
that
stuff.
that'd be like beneficial for you, like going to the gym and like doing
Yeah,
that. I feel like,
yeah.
or like
I'm just trying to figure out what
nutrition.
the best like growth pattern is. Well, also I need to fucking eat more protein too because I don't eat enough protein now. I only eat fruit and like 1 pound of
Why
meat
don't you
a
get like
day.
a protein powder or something?
True. Yeah, yeah. Or I could just drink like, yeah, protein, shake or whatever. But yeah, I need to do something to increase the protein intake because that's why I think I'm like relatively. I think I look like pretty much the same, but the scale says I've gained a couple pounds, so I don't see that yet. But maybe it's true. I feel like it's lying to me because it's one of those old scales that it's like the little weights you have to like push like very
Oh,
subtly.
really?
Yeah, so I mean I know I'm over 150 pounds, which I used to be under, but I don't know how like fine of an increment. I don't know how correct it is.
Yeah. Wait, you're how much do you weigh?
It says 156.
Because Kirsten, she finally made it. I think she's like 132.
Wow. Yeah,
So
my goal is to be like because I'm pretty sure I think if I eat enough protein and like perfect my sleep and I think with the exercise, if I just do a set to failure, that's good enough for muscle growth, and then I just need to
yeah.
focus on the protein and the sleep because that's when you grow and that's what you need to grow.
Yeah.
And water too. I've been drinking like more water. Um, so yeah, once I get all those dialed in, I want to have another growth spurt. That's like my in the back of my mind all the time. It's like if I do all these things right, I'll just trigger it and then I can grow a couple inches and then I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Because once I'm like a little bit taller, then
Are you
I'll
like
be find
five?
happiness.
Are you like 5'10" or something? Or how tall are you?
I don't know. I haven't. Last time I went to the doctor, I was measured 5'11", but I don't know if I've shrunk or grown since then. Yeah. I want to be fucking 6'9" and 300 pounds. Huge, tall.
No, because I was telling Kirsten like a couple months ago or something because we were talking about it that like during middle school that's like your prime time to like grow and stuff.
Hmm.
But since she was on their ADHD medicine, she like it made her like not have an appetite. She didn't eat
It's
as
called
much.
speed. Basically, Kirsten is a speed addict, and Miles is. Think about that.
Mm. Well,
And
like
downers too, because don't they take like downers to go to sleep?
Miles does.
Yeah, see, so it's just like pharmaceutical
Yeah.
heroin.
But
Yeah,
then so she didn't like eat as much. So then she didn't like grow as much as she grew
yeah,
as much because she didn't eat enough. And
yeah.
then like looking back on it, she's like, oh,
But she can always regain that. Like you can once you like
well, yeah,
fix.
like right now
uh,
she's like regaining it and like
Yeah, and also it's cool because like if you just keep eating a little bit more, your stomach like starts learning how to digest all that food normally
yeah,
when it used to not, and then it's used to it, and then then you're like, oh no, I'm actually hungry for that amount, when you
yeah,
used to have to like make yourself eat all that.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, hopefully one day I'll be like, yeah, I'm big and I feel good, 'cause I'll be sick.
yeah,
But right now I just feel too skinny. But also I walk around all the time, so like I'm burning
yeah. It's
calories.
definitely yeah.
But it's all about consistency, honestly. If I just keep doing it, you just keep going to the gym, keep eating good and sleeping well,
Hmm.
you'll grow.
Yeah. And so, do you eat like 3 meals a day?
I wish.
No.
Well, I eat like in the morning, I eat fruit and I have coffee, and sometimes I have a granola bar, and then for lunch I have like whatever I had for dinner the night before, like leftover that I didn't eat, which is usually turkey and rice or beef and rice or chicken and rice. And then I'll have that for lunch and then go to the gym. And then for dinner I'll have either more leftovers if I have any more, or I'll make new food and have that for dinner. Yeah, I try to eat 3 meals a day. They're like 2 meals and then one like snack, whatever. But I should eat 3 full meals.
What if you did like eggs or breakfast or something?
Yeah. The thing is I'm not really that hungry. Like I used to be much more hungry in the morning, but for some reason nowadays, maybe because I'm getting more sleep, I'm not really hungry when I wake up.
But I think
Unless
you
I
just have to
didn't
like,
eat before. Like if
I
I
think you
didn't
just have
eat
to like
before,
force yourself to eat, you know?
possibly. Yeah, that's
Because then
true.
that's what, like, where you're just saying that, like, when you start to eat more, your stomach is like, your brain is like, it gets accustomed to that. So then it's like you feel hungry more often.
Hmm. Yeah, so then when I would wait, maybe if I do that in like a couple of weeks, I'll wake up hungry, and I'll be like,
Yeah,
okay, let's have like 3 eggs.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I
Then
need to
it's a
get,
protein, extra protein too.
yeah, I need to get like probably, they say 1 gram per pound of body weight, and I'm like 156, so I need like 156 grams of protein, and I probably have barely 80 or 100 a day, so I
Yeah,
need to like almost double it. But yeah, that's a little goal. Also, I really want to like read, and I want to throw my phone out the window
same.
because I come on my phone way too much. And I hate being addicted to it, and I just want
Yeah,
to be a person who reads books and is entertained by that, like a fucking 1880s person,
yeah,
1800s, 1700s, 1900s, before all this horrible technology that like fries
yeah,
your dopamine receptors when you look at the blue light. Also, yeah, I'm doing a project in my English class about why writing is useful and how I used to not think writing was useful and how now I've learned that it's useful because, um, mostly because like learning about Buddhism and
yeah.
like
You should
meditation.
try like drawing or something,
Yeah, I've thought about that too. Like I want to learn
or
how to
like
paint or draw.
or like
That'd be
painter.
sick. I think drawing would probably be more available because I have paper and
Because I like,
pencils.
because like I like just like putting on music and just like drawing or something.
In class when I'm bored, what I used to do is doodle, and now I just focus on the teacher and what they're saying, which I feel like I'm just brainwashing myself when I do
Yeah.
things like that. But it's sometimes I think,
Because
one of the
because they're
nonverbal
yeah,
autistic kids said it.
yeah,
What he learned from going to school for so many years and having people treat him like he was like retarded was that he learned patience, and it was like, wow, like a kid that retarded could understand such an
yeah.
abstract concept. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
But it was so cool because like for so many years, if I think about school like, oh, it's shitty, it doesn't help me, then it won't help me. It'll be shitty. But if I think about it like I'm learning how to be patient, then it's like a good thing to do.
yeah.
I don't know which way is the right thinking.
Well, also going back to like doodling, when I've kind of like there's been some instances when I'm like doodling in class or whatever, and then I go back to like my dorm, and then like I look back to what I was doing in class, like doodling or like doodling or whatever.
You muted yourself.
Yeah, I accidentally like if you like, swipe on your phone, if you go on Zoom on your
Uh,
phone, it, like mutes. But if I like go back to what I was doodling in class, I like remember what the professor was saying.
really? I should
Yeah,
try that. I
yeah.
mean, the thing is, my doodles will have the notes of what the professor is saying right next to them because, oh,
Or like what I or just like what I just kind of do. I do like block letters and just like you know what I
mm,
mean.
yeah, like
Just like do whatever.
yeah, interesting.
And then also what I've noticed about like dad, he's like really patient. He's a really patient man.
Yeah, because he's from like the old time before
Yeah,
all this technology, so he
yeah.
understands like how life is lived
Like
and
he
how
can
it's
wait.
been lived for thousands
Like
of years.
like he can like wait in the car for mom for like
Yeah, yeah.
30 minutes or whatever. And like
And he in the morning he'll have coffee and like sometimes he'll check his phone. Sometimes he'll just sit there and like drink coffee and like stare
yeah,
and just like think. Because like the closer you get to that type of living, the more at peace you feel, and the more like everything makes sense because like you slow everything down and you get to slow down your thinking, and
Yeah.
everything is easy to understand. But if everything is always too fast for you, it'll feel overwhelming all the time. So that's probably why it's just like, I don't know, he consciously learned that, or just nor just like learned it just by living it.
Or
Um,
probably just like because he's like because he didn't like he wasn't like raised in the digital
yeah.
age. He was, you know,
hmm And think about
older.
it, like back in those times, they talked about books and magazines like they
Yeah.
were horrible things like the phone, but the
Yeah.
phone is like the Uber
Ultimate.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Uber book. And it's crazy. I want to get into reading Nietzsche and Jung, like Carl Jung.
I don't know what that is.
Do you like any like theory or anything like any educational topic besides like stories about like films and books and stuff? Like, do you like any educational stuff? Or not educational, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I can't like name it off the top of my head, but like I like history is interesting. Like I,
what is your favorite aspect of history that like entices you the most to like think about and like really gets you? Like, what specifically?
just like I like putting myself in that perspective. Like for example, like I'm really interested in like World War I or World War II stuff. And
So,
it's like
specifically what part, where, who, when?
well like a month ago or so, I had like a week where I was just like really into World War I, like the trench warfare and stuff. Or like there's a movie called the Western Front or something. I forget what it's called. So and it was
All
just like
Quiet on the Western Front.
yeah. It's just like interesting, like putting yourself in that person's perspective and see what that's like. So,
So you actually like the story aspect of history, like
yeah,
seeing the human story throughout all human history.
yeah,
I love about that's what I love about prehistory. I'll always imagine prehistory stuff we don't know about because it's not recorded.
yeah, yeah,
And I love imagining back then because that's either I'll imagine like no technology whatsoever here, just like living on the land, maybe even like hunter gatherer, or I'll imagine like technology that's like differently advanced in a different way than what we have
yeah,
today. Because all of it today is advanced, but it's like for profit of the billionaire class. And
yeah,
that's why it's all shitty. And it's not actually good and innovative. And that's why everything
yeah,
around you breaks and it's like horrible.
yeah,
And yeah, if we actually push more towards like what you like, which is like the actual like art of the art,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Instead of like
yeah,
the business aspect, everything would look more beautiful and work better.
yeah,
I should write. That's the kind of stuff I want to write about. I want to write like how Thomas Jefferson or whatever the fuck would write essays just about
mhm,
whatever the fuck he wanted. Like
yeah,
I'll imagine that too. Like imagine just having a cup of coffee and like a feather pen and like writing a whole like essay about fucking how you think things should be organized.
yeah.
I could just do shit like
Or
that,
just
you know.
like a diary or a journal or something, and just like talking about
Yeah, I already do that, so like, I understand that. But what intrigues me more is like the idea that just from your mind sitting down at a desk can come like a whole textbook of information
yeah,
just from you, like what you've learned. So like,
yeah.
I want to get that into like writing.
But also like nowadays, whenever you like talk about something like that, people always want like evidence,
Exactly, yeah. That's why I need to be more
and like
informed too.
you can't just be like from what you think or you know or whatever. You have to have like evidence on what you and
Mhm.
where you got that from.
And then
Which
it
I think is
depends
like
on
annoying.
the context of the evidence, because like, what if they think that source is false because
Yeah,
of propaganda, or what if they think their source is right and that's propaganda? So
yeah.
that happens all the time. Like, you try to argue with somebody about, I can't say it because this episode will get flagged and this channel will get taken down because we have like two strikes. We need one more if we talk about the big C word
Oh,
and the big
that's so
V
weak. Cause
word.
like I've heard people talking about it like on YouTube before
I
and
think it's
whatever.
because like the smaller channels, they can just
Oh
fucking
yeah,
get them without.
yeah,
So that's why we either have to censor ourselves, like it's 1984, or
yes,
fight against the resistance, the corporation. Which also, have you realized that everything is owned by the same company, and
yeah,
the shareholders that own those like five companies, they're all that's like the upper class, you know, that's like
yeah.
the elite class, and it's a
Correct.
group
You
of
should.
less
I
than
feel like
100 people.
you. I don't know if you like the cons, but you should watch Succession. That's really interesting.
That's more about, see, that's like
It's more
kind of
about like
that's
media
like the kind of
and stuff.
propaganda that they would push, is the idea that it's these evil middle class people or upper class people, not the elite class that like have billions or literally
Yeah,
sometimes their families have trillions of dollars, and we just don't. You know, the Catholic Church has like, they don't know, they have so much money they don't know what the worth is because it's so high. People have
yeah.
estimated it from like 30 to 80 trillion dollars, their like wealth of the Catholic
I think
Church.
there's like a king in Egypt or something that had so
Mansa
much like
Musa.
that had so much money that they there's like no like um they don't know how much he had, but
I think either it was propaganda or it's real, but the propaganda, if it was, it said $400 billion,
yeah,
which is, but yeah, what like Kurt Metzger would say is, if you know their name, then they're just like the front man for the shadow organization behind it that actually
yeah,
runs everything, which is always interesting. Like, it's just like the 1800s, like the real information is not, even though we have the internet, you can't just access whatever information you want because it's like the real information of stuff really going on. If it's not documented and there's evidence is not literally online in a file online and it's not publicly available, then, and it's also, if it's publicly available, not everybody is going to it because there's some things that are publicly available and nobody will just look at, you know?
yeah,
And that's like how they hide shit. They just either hide it, they lie about it, or they make it public available information that nobody actually looks at. And they just, people are always distracted by their media that they
yeah.
consume.
I
It's
also
fucking
like
horrible.
miss because I mean we were kind of in the age when we were younger, but like going to the library and like when you had to like, write a paper and like getting information from books.
Hmm. Yeah, it felt more like actually a transfer of information from a physical book into my
Yeah,
head, you know? The
because like
digital thing,
nowadays, nowadays,
digital doesn't feel like separate things. It just feels
yeah,
like one like mega.
because nowadays there's like you just like copy and paste whatever, but
Yeah,
before you had to like read it through and like write it and like make sure you like wrote the same thing from the book and then
that's how it is with everything nowadays. Like, everybody shortcuts their way through everything because it's just more efficient. And I think
yeah,
it's because the programming from the like government, from like the deep state or like whatever, like that programming is making people more autistic and robotic,
yeah,
less thinking and more just action and just like doing things quicker, more efficiently,
yeah,
cutting things, like making things more efficient, you know, thinking like a robot and not like a human,
mm-hmm,
which is also something I was listening to him talk about, uh in like the church, how they separated the divine feminine and the, I don't know what it's called, the something masculine, like the masculine and the feminine,
yeah,
which symbolizes the parts of your brain because you have a masculine and a feminine side, and
yeah,
they have to raise your subconscious mind over your life, and it's a process. It's not like
yeah,
you're just like that, you know. You have to, it's just the process of growing and becoming an adult, and basically, like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, or the Holy
yeah,
Ghost. That is like wrong, and that's like what they gave to the peasants the information because they wanted them to think that God was the masculine energy and there's no feminine energy from God. And that's why people, like, I remember being in church in Sunday school and thinking about like, how is God multiple, how is God everything, like, um if he is God, you know. And the reason why they say he and all that stuff is because they try to make it a masculine, like superordinate, like being, you know,
Yeah.
masculine specifically, and that's to like fuck with your brain because your brain is not supposed to be only masculine or only feminine. It's supposed to be both in a balance of the two, you know,
Yeah.
because that's how you're supposed to like live your life, you know, balanced, not one side or the other. And yeah, but I always found that interesting because I remember being so confused about
Kirsten is
that.
calling me right now.
Oh my god, so many interruptions. Okay, but you want me to pause it?
Hold on. Wait, let me just send it. Okay, I just,
Still texting her.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I found that interesting, like how that confusion that I encountered when I was little about like the religion is like comes from the actual like it being the wrong teaching. It's like pretty much just propaganda that was taught. That's what like capitalizing H and he for
Yeah.
like that is part of it, you know, to like confuse you.
Yeah.
I always found that found that interesting when I learned that.
Cool.
What are you doing?
Um, I'll be right back. You talk about whatever.
Do you want me to just end it?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to.
I mean, I'm guessing. I'm probably 100% sure you have nothing to say.
Well, no, I do. Actually, I did think of something to talk about.
Ooh, so how long are you gonna be gone?
Give me like, I just have to go to the bathroom quick.
Okay, but I'll pause.